real estate industry has a high attrition rate, with over 87% of real estate agents failing in the first 5 years of their career. And these stats are alarming, and it's crucial to understand what are the contributing factors to this high failure rate. And for anybody that's thinking about getting into the real estate industry, or maybe somebody that just started out, I'm going to go over 6 reasons why I think real estate agents are failing and how you can avoid this and beat the odds and become a successful real estate agent. Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob Shireman, your real estate marketing expert. I have over 15 years of marketing experience in web design, SEO, and I take that experience to help you grow your real estate business. So if content like this is of interest to you, go ahead and give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I roll out a new video. So today we're going to focus and talk about the 6 reasons why I think real estate agents are failing today, why we have such a high attrition rate of 87%. And we're going to talk about the misconceptions, the mindset, the lack of skills, and some other external factors that I believe are keeping agents from succeeding, and how you can avoid these pitfalls and beat the odds and be a successful real estate agent in your area. So let's get started. All right. And the first reason I think real estate agents are failing today is because they're getting into real estate for the wrong reasons and wrong expectations. There's a lot of misconceptions, misunderstandings out there of what a real estate agent really does, how much they really work, and how much they really make. We're all kind of attracted to those high commissions. You know, if you sell $1 million home, you can make $30,000 in commission. But how often are you selling homes? How much work goes into that? So there's a lot of misconception that it's quick, easy money, and that is not the case. If you're an agent that's been in the business, you know just how hard it is to get a lead, to nurture that lead into a client, and be successful in real estate. Yes, there are some people that are just unicorns and right away they're making millions. But for the average person, they are kind of lucky to get 1, 2, maybe 3 deals a year. So it's all about the effort that you put into it. It's a lot of hard work, and it's also very costly. There's an assumption that this is a part-time job, that you can do this part-time. You can, but it is very hard, especially if you're in an area like Houston, like me. We have probably 40,000 agents here. So you're competing with everybody else, which doesn't mean that, you know, you can't beat out your competition, but it is a lot of work. It's a lot of branding. It's a lot of effort that you have to put in. And the misconception too, that you can just start this. There's a lot of fees and costs involved in becoming a realtor. You have your pre-licensing course, you have your realtor fees, your state test fees. You have your lock boxes, your signs, your branding, your business cards, your website, your brokerage fees. You do have to pay to be a part of a brokerage, you know, and you're not an employee. So, and we'll talk about that later, but there's a lot of costs involved. The average recommendation is that somebody has at least 6 months of your income saved or your expenses saved, because it could take you that long to see a deal. The average agent, you know, it takes them a year to get their first deal. So be prepared for that. Have that mindset ready to go, so that way you don't get into it, get disappointed and quit right away, that you can actually stick with it for the long haul to set yourself up and build that foundation and be a successful real estate agent. All right. And reason number 2, I think real estate agents are failing is because they're maintaining this employee mindset instead of thinking like a business owner. And this is super important. This is something I didn't struggle with personally because I had already owned my own business. I had been self-employed for about 10 years with my own marketing company. So transitioning from this employee mindset to business owner, I had already done and kind of battled that early on in my career. But this is a big problem for people. Everybody has more of this corporate mindset. When you choose your brokerage and you're going into real estate, you are your own boss. Yes, you're managed by a brokerage, but you're paying money to be managed by that brokerage. You're contributing money to them. They're only paying you for the business that you brought in. So there's no hourly, there's no salary, usually for a real estate agent, depending on what you're doing for that brokerage. But as a traditional sales agent, you don't get paid until you produce a sale. And even then you have to give some of that commission to your brokerage. So this transitioning mindset is what a lot of people struggle with, because they want to be told step by step what they need to do in their real estate business. and they're forgetting that they're not an employee anymore. There's no traditional onboarding. Yes, your brokerage will have a mentor available for you. They'll help you with contracts, but they're not going to go tell you and hold your hand and make sure you're generating leads every day. That's something that you need to be doing on your own and taking charge and taking the necessary decision making and risk when running your own business. And you need to treat this as a business. You need to treat it as a business, but work it like a job. So you need to be putting in the time, and so you can move forward and sustain your business. And you got to have a lot of self-discipline. This is where a lot of people lack, because they know if they don't do their job, they'll get fired. But when you work for yourself, you can make your own schedule, and that sometimes can be dangerous, especially in the beginning, and create some bad habits. So make sure you're treating this like a business. You have effective time management. You got your self-discipline. You're thinking like a business owner, so you can scale and grow your real estate business and be successful. So that brings us to reason number 3 of why real estate agents are failing, and that is insufficient marketing skills. So this section is a little controversial for me, because I always tell real estate agents, because we do have a marketing company. I do come from a marketing background, so I kind of have that leg up. But I always tell people, you didn't get into real estate to be a digital marketer, but you do need to have basic marketing skills and understand what you need to have in place, especially if you're hiring people, whether it's hiring companies like ours or a virtual assistant. You still need to know the basics of what needs to be done and to make sure it was done correctly. And this is such a cutthroat business that you need to have your brand, your marketing materials, your online presence established. And the first thing is developing a strong brand. And against popular kind of belief, brand is more than a logo. So your brand is more than your logos, your fonts, your colors. It's about the client's experience and what people feel when they hear your brand. You know, if you say something like Chick-fil-A, Walmart, or Target, there's a big opinion on Walmart, and a lot of people that won't go to Walmart versus Target, and a lot of people that won't go to Target because they think Walmart's cheaper. So when you talk about those brands, it invokes a feeling. I dread going into Walmart sometimes. So for me, that invokes that feeling. I'll go to Target. So you want people to think of your real estate business the same way. When they hear your name or they hear your business, do they think, oh my goodness, this is the person that helped me? And when they go to refer you, you know, what kind of brand have you developed? So develop a brand. Think about what you want to do. Think about the clientele that you're going to work with. Don't create this luxury experience if you're working with, you know, $200,000 or $400,000 homes. You are working in affordable housing or middle income. Yes, you want to have a nice experience, but those things that would attract a luxury client are not going to attract maybe low income housing. So whatever your specialty is, think about your target audience and the branding and the experience that they're going to have. And the next is you need to be able to generate leads. And a lot of people, I see this all the time, they're flopping around. And yes, a lot of people struggle with generating leads, but they also struggle with converting leads too. And so that's another skill set you need to have. You need to have a good lead generation. So whether you're going to use social media, don't overcomplicate it. If you're just going to do YouTube or just going to do TikTok or Reels, stick to that. Give it time. Give it 3, maybe 6 months to really see that working. Again, this is why you need to have the right expectations about how long. If you need something quicker, then paid ads. Whatever you do, make sure you have a way to capture your leads and to consistently generate them, and stick with that for a while to give it time to work. Don't do something for 2 weeks and then give up. It's never going to work. And that's what a lot of agents do. They're always looking for that shiny object just to get that magic, that secret sauce. There is no secret sauce. It's about doing something consistently. Even if it's door knocking, it will work. Cold calling, it does work. If you want to scale, then social media, video content, like with what you're watching as well. And you need to have good communication strategy, because this comes up on the lead conversion. A lot of people have a lot of leads. They have spheres in their database, but they have a problem converting those leads. So make sure you have a strategy using a smart CRM like KV Core. We get that free at our brokerage. You should not be paying for your CRM. use a powerful CRM, use landing pages, online forms, have a way to actually capture a lead. Remember, it's not a lead unless you have their name and contact information. If not, they're just traffic and they're worthless to you in that moment. So you need a lead to give you their information so you can follow up with them and convert them into a client. So master these skills to have a strong marketing campaign presence, so that way you can stand out from the competition and succeed in this industry. All right, that brings us to point number 4, which is lack of leads and lack of clients. Now, this goes hand in hand what we just talked about with the insufficient marketing skills, because those marketing skills are what's going to bring in leads and clients. And especially for new agents, this is extremely hard because you're usually working with a limited sphere of people that you know, and you're trying to grow that and get more people into your CRM, your database, so that way you can nurture them and turn them into clients as well. And you're also trying to figure out how to get more views on your stuff so that way you can get more leads. And unfortunately, new agents face this challenge and they usually give up too early. So again, it comes back to having the right expectations. But here are a few things that can help you generate more leads, and some reasons why agents are failing is because they have a limited network. So expand your network. Always go to events, be sponsoring things. You could always sponsor a little league team. You can sponsor a high school play, anything to get your name out there, especially if you're working with a limited budget. That could be a great way to get out there, but you need to proactively market yourself and network with other businesses and other real estate professionals as well to get your name out there and expand your network. And you need to have good prospecting. So a lot of agents are failing because they have ineffective prospecting. And prospecting is not just knocking on doors, cold calling, putting out door hangers. How are you prospecting? Do you have a good online presence? Are you constantly putting out materials out there? Are you following up with leads? Are you calling people? What are you doing to prospect? Because if you can regularly prospect and constantly growing your database, this business is truly a numbers game, especially for people that might not have the same talents as somebody else. So get the more leads in there, the more people you call, the more you just do the numbers, the more effective your prospecting will be. Make sure you have good marketing efforts. Make sure that you're focusing and being consistent with those things that we talked for in the previous point, and grow your online presence. Everybody should have a Google business page. They're free. You should use it. Only 50% of business owners actually use that. So think about how many realtors are not using that. Get people to leave reviews on there. If you don't have clients, go have your colleagues, friends, and family that have actually worked with you leave an experience about what it's like to work with you. They're punctual, they're responsible, things like that. It doesn't have to be just related around real estate, but those same things apply when clients are going to work with you. Make sure that your social media is set up. Social media is free. Use tools like Karuvi, and I'll leave that resource down below. But Karuvi is a social media content platform that can literally give you what you need to post each day to grow your social media and take that guesswork out of what to post. So make sure your online presence is strong. Make sure you have a way to capture leads, so that way you can get those leads and turn them into clients. All right, and that brings us to point number 5, which is lack of training and resources. And this is super important for a new agent, especially an agent who's stuck in their business. Remember that you need to set yourself up for success by making sure that the right resources and training are provided for you. And this goes based on what the brokerage is also providing, but the things that you're investing in as well. You want to make sure that your brokerage doesn't have limited training and outdated training by people that haven't done a deal in 10 plus years. A lot of brokers don't do deals anymore. They're outdated and you're kind of limited to their skill set. So make sure that the brokerage you're at has sufficient training that can keep you up to date on things that are latest trends, especially in the real estate industry. And you have to keep on those things yourself. Make sure that you have resources to help you with lead generation and ongoing education in certain fields as well, that there's opportunities for professional development, that you have a good mentor that is willing to help you do deals and teach you the ropes as you're learning this business. And make sure the mentor is currently doing business today. A lot of mentors that you pay for, they haven't done a deal in 10 years. They're outdated. They're dinosaurs. They don't have a clue what's going on today. But if you get somebody like here at EXP, you're assigned a mentor who's a top producer, and they're teaching you what they're doing as a part of that. And also, make sure you're evaluating your brokerages and that they are welcoming feedback, that they have all of these things that you need. And we're going to talk about that in the next point. But you're also investing in personal growth. Are you reading books like U Squared, Millionaire Mindset, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all of these real estate books? Are you investing in yourself to have the right mindset, the right mentality for this business? Because it is not for the weak, let me tell you. It is a very difficult, cutthroat business, but it is rewarding and it's enjoyable, but you do need to have the right mindset going into it. So make sure that you have all the resources that you need. If not, you need to invest in them. All right, that brings us to our final point, and that is choosing the wrong real estate brokerage, point number 6. And this is super important. This is probably the most important part of the video, because if you choose the right brokerage, it could cause those other things to fall into place. And I did months of research before choosing my brokerage here at EXP. There are so many brokerage models out there that it is quite overwhelming. There's so many between your splits, your caps, flat fee shops, like what is the best? And I would notice that with some cheaper, where you're getting more of your commission and cheaper per transaction, that you weren't really getting training over here. So that was super important as being a new agent. But I also, because how I got into real estate, my background's marketing, my spouse wanted their license. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get it too, because I can help you transition. It's another business for you. It's another income stream. And I knew I didn't want to do deals forever. I just wanted to help out. But I knew we eventually wanted to own a brokerage, because that's how you can have a true business where your business is running and functioning without you and you're making money. But in Texas, you have to wait 5 years to become a broker. So I didn't want to do that. And so EXP allowed me to have that rev share model where I can start bringing on agents and working with them day one. But I also saw that EXP didn't have limited training opportunities. A lot of brokerages, you're stuck at what your skill level of your broker owner is and the limited staff they have at your local franchise office. Or your local independent office. So at EXP, we have 80 plus hours of live training every week, taught by top producers or icon agents. And that was super important to me because I could learn from everybody. I had access to 900 employees in the cloud. I can get any answer I wanted at literally the drop of a hat. And I love that EXP won Glassdoor's best place to work 4 years in a row. So there's no negative work environment. A lot of times brokerages, and I had this happen with an agent that joined our group, that he wanted help. And they said, well, when you have a client, we'll help you. Well, his problem was, I need to get a client for you to even help me and teach me. And unfortunately, because of the limited staff, a lot of brokerages function that way. And there's a lot of misalignment in goals. A lot of times that broker owner is there for them only because it's their business. And a lot of times there's so much overhead and cost that the visions of the brokerage and the visions of what you're trying to do are disaligned. So make sure that you align with a brokerage that's aligned with your goals. And a lot of these brokerage models are outdated. They're still traditional brick and mortar. We're at a cloud-based brokerage, which I know is hard to fathom how you do a transaction in the cloud. It is amazing the hours I freed up by not having to go to the office, tuning into training live, and that it also expands my footprint. I'm not just locked into one geographical location as well. And the other few things are technology. That's why I joined a tech brokerage. I'm a tech person. This is the wave, especially with COVID. We were the only brokerage that didn't have to stop. A lot of brokerages had to stop business for 30 days to get some type of online environment, cloud environment going. We just continued business as normal because that's the way we operate. And, they had flexible commission structures and multiple streams of income. And a majority of the company is owned by the agents that are at the brokerage. So we're an agent-centric, agent-owned brokerage. So that was super important to me. So make sure that you have the technology you need, you have the flexibility in commission structures and being able to make more money and keep more of your money and also have those income streams. And if you're looking for a brokerage to join a group, you're looking for those resources, I encourage you to click the link below to schedule a call with me. I don't care where you're at in the US, Canada, as long as EXP is in the country you are in. I am bilingual in Spanish, reach out to me, do a no pressure call. Let me introduce the brokerage to you, show you how it can change, how we can work together, even if we're not in the same area, and how you can get access to all of our amazing resources. We have the top social media training in the world. And we also have social media content done for you with Karuvi. You have access to our marketing company, CRM, and KV Core training, website funnels, sales funnels, everything you need to be successful, to generate leads and kill it in the real estate industry and stand out from your competition. So go ahead and click that link below to subscribe and to book a call with me. If you like this video, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and we will see you in the next video.